One of the most common questions I get asked is, how do you grow your business in your video agency while being an introvert? And I totally get it. I am an introvert myself. I like who I like. I like my small group of friends. I don't go out too much. I'm not that much of a social butterfly. So that kind of is counterintuitive with growing a business and trying to get out there and meet as many people as you want. So in this video, I want to talk about some of the ways that worked for me to help me grow my business from zero to over $20,000 a month in revenue. So one of the first things most people think they have to do when they start their business is joining as many networking groups as they can and doing BNI and all that. And yes, that can work and that works for a lot of people. But from what I found in my experience was if I was in the group settings with people I didn't know, if I wasn't behind my camera, I didn't want to be there. My camera was my shield. It was my security blanket. It was a reason I was there for me to talk to people. And when I was starting my business, if I didn't have my camera, I was like, these people don't know who I am. I don't know who they are. I don't want to fucking talk to them. Like it really drove anxiety deep in me. To try to start conversations is really hard. Now, one other reason I just don't like networking events, most of them, is a lot of the times people are there just to try to qualify you as one of their customers, and they're not really trying to build a network. A network is people that you know that you can refer other people to help out the people you come in contact with in your day-to-day. And a lot of times, at least in my experiences, I would go there and I could tell that the person was talking to me to see if they can qualify me as a customer, and I hated that. In terms of like BNI, BNI was not for me. I have some friends who are very successful in BNI. I think these types of groups are pretty well suited for people who are naturally a little more extroverted and just good in group settings. BNI was not my jam at all. I did not want to get up in the morning. I don't want to have to send a proxy if I can't make it. I don't want to be forced to have a certain amount of referrals. It just wasn't for me. And it definitely didn't help out that I just didn't like being in large group settings. You know, I had a longer video plan because I want these videos to be valuable but long. I like to have my personal viewing preferences are watching a video that's over 5 minutes. I don't know how long this is going to be, but you know, as I say here and thought about it, I just want to share with you the one thing that really helped me grow my business as an introvert, and that was making my own content. And there's a few reasons for that. The first reason is it allowed me to practice saying things about my business to essentially nobody, because if I didn't like it, I can delete it. And just getting those reps of getting your thoughts out and articulating your ideas and your benefits to your clients is really valuable. So when you do have somebody in front of you, you're able to talk confidently. But the biggest reason on why making my own content was so valuable to me as someone who didn't like being at these networking groups, because I didn't like being there not knowing anybody. But by making my own content consistently and targeted to the people in my general area, they knew me. So I would start going to these events and I would know one person there. Then I know two people. And that's how you start to grow things. And the more people you know there, the more confident you're going to be going and talking, and you become less introverted because now you know this small group of people, and that only grows. And the more you make your own content, you're allowing people to get to know you without having to go talk to them, which for me, that's the dream. And not only are they getting to know you, you're skipping all the bullshit small talk that happens when you first meet people. If you make content consistently and someone who's seen that and followed you for a little while and you've connected with them on social media, maybe had a few DMs back and forth, they know who you are. They know where you live and what you do, and you can just have a normal conversation about deeper things and really drive a deeper connection with your network. And the intention here is if you connect with enough people in the right way and they feel like they know you, like you, and they trust you, that they will refer people to you and grow your business. Now, I'll be the first to admit it takes time as an introverted person, or for really anybody, to make content consistently on camera. It's not the easiest thing to sit down and talk about stuff. So that's why I always recommend planning out what you want to say, who you're talking to, and the general message for your video. But it just takes the reps. You know, it took me, I had a client who told me that they followed me for a year before they reached out to me. So it takes time, but that's your practicing grounds. You know, post stuff, delete it if you don't like it. You know, people have a really short memory, so you can post something and if it sucked, just take it down. But making content is, in my opinion, the best way for anybody who's introverted to get their name out there without having to go face to face with a bunch of people. Now, on that note, another thing that I did that really helped me, and you've heard me talk about this before, if you've been following me, if you haven't, feel free to subscribe, is I started my own podcast. And yes, that sounds scary, but it allowed me to pick out who I wanted to talk to. And that could be someone I already knew, or it could be someone just very specific that I wanted to meet who probably doesn't have these networking events because they too just understand that that's not the best way to market yourself. But I found that when I'm able to have a one-on-one conversation with somebody in like a setting like my studio or their office or something like that, I was a lot less nervous. It's just a one-on-one conversation. It's not a group where you're trying to talk to multiple people or figure out what the conversation, how do you even start talking to somebody. A podcast was really, really valuable to me, and it allowed me to get the information I wanted about my target audience a lot faster than having to sift through things. And when you invite someone on your podcast or go shoot one with them at their office, when the next time someone talks about video or whatever you do to them, they're going to remember you because they had such a good experience and they got awesome content out of what you did. So it just helps that referral be so much stronger. And you really only had to have one conversation with somebody for like a half hour. And the last thing that's really helped me kind of grow my business and become a more extroverted person is the repetitions and being more confident in what I do. And that just comes with time. So if you're someone who right now is maybe struggling, or you're trying to get over that hump of making that next, revenue band or whatever it is in your business, but you're feeling like you're stuck, I promise you just keep with it and try to get better at everything you do. So every shoot, I try to figure out what mistakes I made. What can I have done better? How can I communicate better? What could my client experience look like? How can I make that better? And just try new things and stick with it, because I promise you it will work for you. And the more confident you get in delivering results for your clients, the more confident you are in those next conversations with people. And it really just kind of start to snowball. And at this point now, I will have a conversation with anybody about what they do. And because I know that I can help out just about every business that is out there with video. And in the beginning, it's really hard when you're like, I don't know if I can help people. I know I can make good looking and sounding videos, but I don't know if they do anything for their business. And unfortunately, that is something that you can only learn by working with more clients. So keep track of the results you're getting, but you'll have more confidence in yourself once you start getting some sales under your belt. And so I hope this helped you in some way. This channel is all about helping people grow their businesses and their video agencies. So if you have any questions, connect with me on Instagram, drop a comment. Please like, share, and subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And I'll see you in the next one.